Hey guys, what is up? Lefty back here again, and thanks for checking out the video. So it's been a while since I made some sort of long form content, so I think I'm overdue. So today we're going to be talking about the Glock 47. Let's get right into it. So basically, if anybody's been watching the channel for a while, you know I've recently kind of moved into dots over the past year or so, maybe 2 years, something like that. Starting off with the Glock 17 Gen 5, of course, you know, especially like me, if you're left-handed, it's the only Glock to buy, baby. But I sent the slide off to Works, which cut it for a 509T. Big fan of the dot and the gun combination, and it also popped my cherry and kind of started me on a trajectory for playing around with dots. And ever since then, I've basically moved over from my way of thinking into dots basically need to be on everything because they just are a significant improvement in shooting and just kind of everything encompassing that, whatever you want to talk about, like combatives, defensive shooting, competition, whatever you want, just shooting in general, supremely better with dots. So at that point, I was basically like, all right, well now I want to play around with something. And since this is milled for a specific dot, I can't really like change it around if I want to play something. So I'm like, okay, I want to get into another gun and I want to find a gun that's a little bit more adaptable. So I'm like, okay, obviously going to be a Glock, obviously going to be an MOS gun, but what gun do I want to get? Looked on the YouTube and I seen a lot of people talking about the Glock 47. Now, when I first seen it, I'm like, I don't get it. Basically, it was like another Glock with a slight difference to it. I'm like, okay, cool. And basically, for those who don't know, it's basically just a Glock 17 frame, Glock 19 dust cover, and recoil assembly on a Glock 17 slide, if that makes any sense. So basically, it's a 17 through and through, with the exception of the dust cover and the recoil assembly, which is a 19. So kind of a cool thing, not really necessary, but I was like, hey, it's a little bit different, it's a little bit more unique. I'm just gonna go with this one. So picked up this. A lot of people were talking about the Defender XL. And honestly, the only reason why I really picked this one up as opposed to something else like the 507 comp or anything like that was shout out Shields. They do have, even though I don't really like mine currently, they have a booth kind of set up for Vortex, and basically what they have is a bunch of Glock frames, plastic blue gun Glocks with a bunch of the Defender slides on it, or excuse me, a bunch of the Defender dots on it. Because I was really never interested in this dot because I think this looks kind of fucking goofy, to be honest. But after picking up one of those blue guns and stuff like that and playing with it in the store, I'm like, okay, that's pretty sweet. I kind of want one. So found a good deal for this one as well. And I think the whole thing was about $800 or something like that, significantly less than the Glock 17 route, namely because of just good deals on guns right now because of the Trump slump, shout out. And then also because I save about $100 or so just for not having to mill the slide. So after all that's kind of through a little bit of the backstory and the lore has been kind of dished out, let's go into kind of my first impressions with the Glock 47. So almost said 17 there. So at this point, I have about a few thousand rounds on this. I have about almost 1,000 rounds on this. First impressions of the gun, I was like, I don't really feel a difference with the gun. It shoots just kind of like a Glock. I wasn't really picking up on anything. But I did really like the dot. Now, real quick, and this can be a completely separate video, but like I said, dots, way of the future, old man. I was actually curious to see for the dot height and also the dot window size, because as you can see, significantly better window and height on the dots. Probably doesn't come across great across the video and stuff like that, but I mean, the window size feels like it's double the sight that I can see. That makes sense? Like the window size feels twice as big. I don't really know what it actually is, but that's just the way I kind of perceive it. And I was curious to see what that would do in terms of shooting. And from really my short kind of experiences, I don't really notice much. And I was also curious to see, like, because the gun, obviously it's on an MOS plate, so it's gonna be higher, but I don't really see it being harder to pick up the dot either, because I'm like, I got my index down with this and I point and it goes right there. I'm like, okay, so if I get a taller dot and a bigger dot, is that gonna fuck up my shit? So far, no. It was actually pretty easy to pick up, and it's honestly really easy to go back and forth, which is a little surprising. Now, in terms of the window size, I don't really know if there is a difference. For me personally, I'm not one of these dudes that really crams down on the gun so where the slide will cycle perfectly back and forth. I have video of me in a short doing doubles, and as you can see, the gun's it pops up a little bit. And from my perspective, the dot definitely leaves the window. And from, again, my perspective, the same thing happens with the big dot. So in terms of like people that want to track the dot for dot size, I don't really see that being the case, and I don't really think it really matters anyway, because after following a few of the competitive shooters online, getting some tidbits from them, basically recoil, who cares, just let the gun settle, depending on what shot, or if you want to shoot doubles and double tap targets really close, you can do that just by having a good index. Regardless, the dot can go all the way up as long as it returns to where you're looking. There's really not that big of a deal. So, and also, but it has to come back quickly though. That's the trick there. So, but other than that, I mean, the window and the glass, I mean, I'll do a little separate thing on this, but window, glass, significantly better than this. Shooting wise, not much of a difference. I will say the only thing that I really noticed maybe a little bit of a difference is shooting a small target at a distance. Like I'm talking about like a small piece of paper size target at like beyond 15 yards, I would say. That's where I'm like, I notice I can pick up the dot and I can just kind of see my target better. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the only thing that I've noticed for whatever it's worth. So that was kind of my first impressions. Pretty solid, but again, not really seeing a whole lot of difference. My next time I went out to the range, I brought them both. I brought them both side by side to go shoot. And this was kind of interesting because again, when I first shot this, I'm like, I don't notice a difference. And so when I first put this sucker in my hands and shot, whatever, picked up this sucker and shot, I was like, oh, that's interesting. So, and during that range session, I put a few hundred rounds through each of the guns. And the recoil is interesting. I've heard it described as the 47 is snappier and quicker. In terms of recoil, again, this is just kind of how I perceive it. The 17 is more of a slow push, I think that's probably the best way of describing it. Slow push. The gun recoils, let's say, more than the 47 perceptibly to me, and it feels like I'm being pushed off a target more, but it's gentler, if that makes more sense. So it's like if I just had your hand out here and I just came up and went like this to it, that's what it kind of feels like. With the 47, its recoil is fast, sharp, and quick, but it feels like it recoils less, but it's hard, if that makes sense. So again, the same analogy, 17, 47, I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. So like, it's almost, I would say it's very close from shooting, kind of shooting an AR-15, right, with the 17, and then picking up an AK-74 and shooting that is the 47, which kind of ironic. If you ever shot a 40, or if you ever shot a 74, there's a lot of mass in that bitch, and you think that recoil is going to be a lot, even though it's essentially shooting a 5.56. But the recoil is so quick and so sharp, your sight is just cycles so fucking smooth and quick. And it's very similar to how this sort of thing feels. It's like it's super fast and sharp, but it's perceptibly, it does not rise as much, at least in my opinion. It's just more of a quick shunk, and then it's back on target. So kind of interesting. I will say, unless I was shooting these things side by side, like I said before, I didn't notice a difference. It wasn't until I actually like got on target, shot a couple hundred rounds with them together, and I'm like, okay, I see a difference. I definitely like the way the 47 shoots to me. But anyway, yeah, so I know a lot of people are very interested in this gun, kind of in the more of the competitive side in terms of people that want to shoot Glocks. They kind of tend to go to this now, which I can see why when measuring the recoil and stuff like that. So anyway, that's pretty much of my first impressions, and then just kind of directly comparing it to the 17. Like I said, I've been liking this gun. I haven't done a whole lot of like upgrades besides just kind of like what you see here. So this is kind of my test bed gun, not really like a test bed gun, it's like some craziness or whatever like that. But as you can see, trying out new dots, and that's what this thing will be used for. If any other dot comes out that I want to give it a whirl, go with that. And again, I'll kind of give my little update on this as I go through, a few more rounds, because I know there's been a couple of people that have issues with these ones as they just came out, but it seems like anybody that do have any sort of issues with these, they're pretty quick to show themselves, and like I said, nothing yet, so hopefully good. In terms of like kind of upgrades or anything that I do with these guns, for the Gen 5s, I don't really do a whole lot. I do have the Tango Down or Vickers Tactical, whatever the hell it is, kind of more smoothened mag release as opposed to just kind of the Gen 4/Gen 5 one. Just a little bit easier for me to get to it from there. I wanted to try out some more, what would you call it, speedy kind of competitive shooter kind of stuff. So far, not really impressed with any of it because it kind of just does the same thing that most shit does. One thing that I wanted to try though, C&H Precision do make these little butt plug kind of things, but this one is actually made of aluminum and it fills the whole back strap up here. Number one, it's competition legal if I want to go into that kind of stuff, but it also, again, fills the butt and then reloading, it makes it a little bit more smooth. I will say after using it pretty quickly, the finish kind of wore off, so personally to me, either strengthen the finish or just don't even put finish on it, personally, because that shit kind of came off extremely easy. And I'm using mostly Magpul mags, which are the plastic ones. But anyway, going from that, as well as you can see the sparkling and the glitter, and when I showed my wife this, she was like, oh my god, that looks nice, I want that. And I was like, okay, hold it. She's like, oh no. So yeah, so got some Talon grip tape. Not a huge fan of the grip tape kind of stuff. I have stipple stuff in the past. It just gets too abrasive for kind of concealed carry, and then I can kind of go into my kind of thought process on competition after I most likely will do a couple here coming up here, and just kind of give my thoughts on that. But most of the time my brain is like, okay, I'm not a gamer, I don't mind doing competition for fun or anything like that, but any guns that I have, I will never have like a competition gun, because that doesn't make sense to me, you know what I mean? Like if I have a gun that has a race style trigger and super duper whatever the hell, and then I have my carry gun, which is like bone stock Glock 19, it's like I'm gonna get way too used to this ported 2.5 pound trigger gun that doesn't recoil. When I bring out my Glock 19, I'm gonna suck dick with it, so that's kind of always been my 2 cents on doing anything to guns with regards to competition kind of stuff. So any sort of gun that I would do in competition would be a gun that I would also carry. So then that basically leaves out any sort of like fun trigger upgrades, because again, I don't want to have a super light trigger that's also not drop safe, like the Ace shit that's going on. But some of the modifications are okay. Like I think the grip tape, again, it hurts my damn tummy, but I mean that is okay. I have carry guns with stippling. I mean, even the Gen 5/Gen 4s, a little aggressive, but it's not too bad. But I wanted to give it a try. I do like it, but again, similar to what I just said, I go back to my Gen 3 Glock 19 and the thing feels like a fucking soap bar now. So getting used to certain things is nice, but at the same time, it kind of can, fuck your shit up a little bit like that. So other than that, the grip tape was fine. I like the way it feels. After you get some skin in there, fresh grip tape is like, I don't know, it just irritates my skin because you get those little like pebbles coming off in your skin. It's like, doesn't feel great. But anyway, that is pretty much it. Just kind of quick opinions on the Glock 47. I'm sure this thing will be perfectly fine. I'm not going to give like any sort of like longevity or whatever, but I think it is worth it if people are into a little bit of variability, like they want to customize it. I mean, it does have a little bit of customization to it, not as much as something like, the SIG or the RXN with the trigger chassis being able to jump in and jump out kind of stuff, but it is interesting if you're into Glocks and you want a little bit of something more, I don't know, fun to play with. I think it's a decent option for $600 or whatever. So, but that's pretty much it. I'll give a couple of updates and stuff like that going on here, but yeah, fun times. Glock 47, Lefty out or whatever. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for listening to the ramble. I'll probably give a couple updates on stuff as it happens and all this and that. If you guys want to support the channel, down below, a couple of links if you want to buy some stuff from Amazon, not directly from me, but I get a little bit of the kickback or whatever the hell it is, the 10% or 4%, whatever it is. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Be good.